All right, welcome back, everybody. From the Armory, Murph and Lassiter, 3-1 podcast, video, whatever we call it. It's a podcast, not podcast. I mean, it is a podcast, actually.
It is a podcast.
Yeah, it's also
recorded live here to be
recorded
viewed
live, yeah.
Later,
but won't be live later. Yeah. So we're at Johnny's pad here, compound. I don't know what you want to call it.
A little gun room in the.
We called mine Firebase Nuge, so I don't know what we're calling this one.
The holder of all things.
Yeah.
Camping gear,
the leaker
survival gear, guns, knives, ammo, clothes.
Yeah, his armory.
My armory.
Yeah.
The armory.
Yeah. So, today, 29th day of August 2021.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on.
A lot of stuff going on. COVID apparently is still happening.
That's a thing.
I think. So if you're dealing with that, or if you believe in that, it's still happening for you. What else we got?
Hurricanes on the
Hurricanes are happening in Louisiana.
Yeah.
They've been hitting Florida.
Any fans
and other
viewers down there, like, God, we're praying for you.
Brace yourselves, and I hope you survive.
Y'all cannot catch a break.
No shit. What else we got? Just basically in the news.
In the news? Oh, we'll get to that later.
Yeah. Let's hit that at the end.
We won't.
We'll wait till all of the sponsors stop watching it and touch on that.
Yeah, we are going to dip into the side. We're trying not to go too far into politics or put blame onto accountable parties. But we are going to speak on it because we'd be remiss if we did not.
Yes.
Speak on it.
Yep.
Because as Marines, regardless of giving podcasts or two guys hanging out drinking beer, we are first and foremost Marines. This podcast is for Marines. So, in the essence of doing things that are right, even when somebody's looking, we're definitely going to speak on the subject. But before we do that, we also have a new segment this week.
Yeah.
Called 2-Minute Gear Check.
Yep, 2-minute gear check.
2-minute
kind of
gear
modeled
check.
after your the idea of the 2-minute gear adjust, right? And it'll be over 2 minutes at times. It won't matter. It's just a name. It doesn't really mean shit. So
But each
it was
podcast,
catchy. So
each podcast, one of us will go over a piece of gear that we're huge fans of. I think Murph has this episode.
Yep.
Where he'll be going over some Mystery Ranch gear, backpack and accoutrements therein. Accoutrements. I did not think I'd be using that word in the sentence today. And probably
damn near sounds dirty.
It's accoutrements. We haven't been drinking a lot, although steadily throughout
Pull
the
that
weekend.
skirt down. Cover your accoutrements.
Is
that what you were thinking? That's what I'm thinking.
Leslie.
That's what I'm always thinking.
Let me see some accoutrements.
Spoiler alert.
What you drinking?
I'm drinking something from your state here, or the state you've adopted. Peanut butter milk stout from Tailgate Brewing.
Right here
in Nashville.
I'm drinking.
Yeah.
Whatever I grabbed out of the freezer first.
Like a Yingling lager
Yingling
from Pennsylvania.
Yep. With the Team RWB logo
Pottsville,
on it.
isn't it? Pottsville,
Enriching veterans' lives.
Yeah, RWB can. Big supporters of RWB. Good dudes.
Absolutely.
Good folks, not good dudes. Good folks.
What did we do this weekend?
We came down here and played in your neck of the woods, man. Did some rucking, did some ruck PT.
Did some serious ruck.
Did some serious ruck. Well, not serious rucking, but the ruck PT, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was like what?
Rucking's walking.
With coupons, about 2 miles.
Some 80-pounders, 60.
To the PT
sandbags.
site, a local high school football stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Did not pay attention to the sign, got out on the field and got grassy.
Yeah, it says stay off the grass, which is not like in the Marine Corps, which actually means stay off the grass.
Yeah.
So we actually got on the grass. Hopefully Robbie doesn't get in too much trouble for that. Robbie is the one of the ruck club leaders in the Tennessee area, up actually in Sparta, Tennessee. Beautiful area where you can get beer at 10 a.m. in the morning.
10 a.m. at Calf Killer Brewing, which we've been to what, two, three times now. I have. You've been there a lot more.
Yeah.
I think I've been there 2 or 3 times.
Yep, definitely a stop if you're ever in Sparta or Cooksville, Tennessee.
They have a lot of things in there to help take your money away, including beer and, like I said, accoutrements. All the things that go with it, paraphernalia of whatnot, and coffee,
if you will.
Yeah, coffee, which I try to grab a bag of now every time I'm down there because it is damn good coffee.
We had that for well, not breakfast, but we had it in the AM this morning.
It was in lieu of breakfast, actually.
In lieu
Because
of-
we didn't have breakfast until about, what,
2 hours
10-ish?
later.
Yeah, yeah.
When we went
Had to drive to Clarksville to Black Rifle Coffee.
Well, if you go to Black Rifle Coffee, I wouldn't really call it have to. I would call it kind of, we should probably go down there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And besides, it once again, veteran-owned Army, but we
Yep.
accept that.
Yep.
There are good people down there and have great coffee. So it's only an hour away.
As far, I know they're catching a lot of heat right now, and I won't go into that because I still don't quite understand the odds and ends of it. But man, I tell you what, as far as being a coffee nerd, like Evan and his crew at Black Rifle put together very good educational videos on coffee. As far as like, I've been an AeroPress user for a long time, and just their how to use the AeroPress, recipes on AeroPress. They put together some really good videos and stuff like that.
That will be on 2-minute gear check one day.
We could do it. We could do a 2-minute gear check on AeroPress. I won't brew a cup on here because it'd take a little bit longer than that. But it is a very good piece of gear. We took it with us out of Knobstone, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, the travel press. Yeah.
Is that the one that makes a racket? What's the one? Oh, now you're grinding coffee.
My grinder.
Hand
My grinder.
grind.
I got a cast iron grinder I use at home, and it is a fucking.
Comparatively
catastrophe.
speaking, I am a coffee novice. When it comes to Murph, it's like hand ground beans picked by him personally in Colombia before the rains. It was like he is a coffee guru, if you will.
Nowhere near some of those people, but I enjoy my coffee. I think it's a thing to get up and be an enjoyed experience, not just have a cup of black shit and roll out.
That's the one thing we actually have similar tastes on is coffee. 2 different spectrums as far as like beer.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the coffee, we like a little bit of bite, but not too bitter. And we like a medium roast.
I bounce around, man. I like all different kind of roasts, just depending on what it is. But as far as
But like, I'm talking about like overall speaking. You like,
yeah. As far as broad
because
spectrum.
it goes from
general, yeah.
medium light, or medium dark light, or medium light. Anyway, medium roast is the way I like to go.
But if you're one of those people that just want to throw some Folgers in a coffee maker and drink it, I'm right there with you too. I don't care. I've had some shitty cups of coffee that were amazing just because of the experience and the time and the people involved. And I've had some what should have been amazing cups of coffee that turned out shitty because I didn't like who I was having it with, or the situation sucked, or what have you. So yeah, it's an experience to me.
From what I understand, it's the best part of waking up.
That's what I hear.
They can't finish the rest because they don't pay us for it.
Yeah, because it's whatever's in your cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I've come to realize that most of the people and products that we plug don't.
They don't pay us.
They don't pay us.
Yeah.
So, and Micah has yet to send a check for the talent paycheck. So although he did.
He's like, well, you've yet to show me the talent. Like, well, touche.
Got some cool T-shirts though.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes, From the Armory T-shirts are officially live as of about 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
We neither of us have bought any yet, so we're not sporting them this time. We should be by next month. Maybe I'll go home and order one.
Yeah, we had a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, we just had a lot of stuff. That's why we didn't get together this last month for a podcast.
Because you just got back from Tennessee on a
I got
separate.
back from Tennessee on a separate end of Tennessee, actually.
What they call it? The gathering.
It's kind of it's
it's
labeled as like an SE Knives gathering, but it's not officially sponsored by SE Knives or Randall's Adventure and Training. It's more a gathering of like-minded people that come together through that knife company.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to the very first one years ago, and then have gone to the last 2 recently. And it's a great time. Subtle Serpent Survival on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. He's a good dude. He's young kid. His dad kind of allows that to happen and cultivates people.
Doesn't he?
He's got a huge property, yeah. He's a really good dude, really knowledgeable. A lot of wisdom imparted there. I mean, everything from plants and edibles to not those kind of edibles and plants, but local stuff. You'd still be local stuff, I guess, out in that area. Stuff you'd find medicinal, food supplements, things like that out in the woods. And then, man, we did like some late night herping as far as looking for snakes and things like that. A lot of spoon carving, bowl carving, things like that for the kids. It's a great time. I've went 3 times now. Yeah, Erin went with me. Yeah, I always take her to that one now. I've taken her 2 years in a row, and that's where she got into her bowl carving and all that stuff, and she's really digging it. So,
Todd take his kids?
Todd took Jared. Yeah, he didn't take.
No, not the older.
August was getting ready for. I think she was getting ready to be sent off to college, so she probably had a full plate. But yeah.
But yeah. Going back on the T-shirts again.
Yeah.
We don't. All that money goes back into the association. It's a cool T-shirt. I like the design. Not biased to it, but it is a cool design. The FTA logo was designed by Brent Womack, the producer for this show, and all that money goes back into 3rd Battalion 1st Marine Association. We don't see a nickel of it.
It's not like it comes to us.
No.
We still buy our gear out of pocket, so that's just.
Yep. That's and it actually, for liability reasons and for not having to explain anything, we prefer it that way.
Yeah, and if you buy it, it shows the 3-1 Association, Micah, and all them that you're actually, well, you're supporting the 3-1 Association, but it also shows that you're paying attention to the show and you appreciate us, and maybe you want to hear us run our sucks a little more. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe we can convince Micah to use the proceeds to do something for the, the Vietnam veterans for 3-1 or something like that, or
something like that'd be
something
cool.
like that,
Yeah.
give back for those guys. So
Yeah.
because we get being that we're from the the Desert Storm and above, beyond, want to make sure that our Vietnam brethren and Korean War as well get the proper love and respect that they deserve. So maybe it's something they can use the money for. Yeah. What
Sure.
else? We got, going back to the PT.
Yeah, PT, you want to talk about the Ruck Club and all that? Because you
Yeah.
know more about that than I do for here.
Oh, yeah. They're at Upper Cumberland. We get together every Saturday. This week was called Coupons. Coupons are just basically heavy weight. We had 80, 60, a couple of 40s, and you just carry that weight additional to what you have in your ruck, anywhere between 20 to 30 pounds, or I think Robbie had like a 45-pounder in there. But anyway, the end result is it just brings people together. It's camaraderie, it's physical fitness. With physical fitness comes strong mental fitness. Firm believer of that. Corey had an opportunity to meet those guys over the weekend. It went as planned. I knew he'd get along with them very well. Very like-minded. They're not necessarily military, but they are patriots, and again, people who believe in getting together and building camaraderie through physical fitness and teamwork.
So as GoRuck says, right, build better Americans.
Yep.
Building better Americans, actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
And rucking is nothing more than walking with a heavy pack.
Yeah,
backpack.
persevering. If it sucks and it's heavy, keep pushing. You're not done yet. Yeah.
So we did that, and coffee down there, the Coffee Collective. Again, Sparta's a beautiful city. A lot of family-owned and individually run operations, so you don't see a lot of big box down there, which is really cool. So you do see a lot of American flags and things that cater to veterans, which is really cool.
A lot of pride and sense of community down there,
Yeah.
for sure. Really good place. Like you said, they believe in drinking beer at 10 a.m., and I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, we went from coffee to beer.
Well, within a few blocks.
Within a few blocks, and I don't even remember. We did eat something. So
A sandwich at some
I
point.
took you to M.O. Rose last night, which is a new joint in Mount Juliet, Tennessee, which is
It's a damn good burger.
it's a damn good burger. The kind of burger you want to take it slow with and show it respect, and call it back the next day.
Don't disrespect its daddy. Maybe you'll get a call.
You don't want to
back.
over text it though. You don't want to stalk the burger.
Yeah, you don't want to scare it away.
No, it's a good burger.
Yeah.
Which is why I didn't get a burger at the Tilted Kilt day.
I did.
It's like I can't.
Because I was just still in a burger mood, man. It was good. It was just...
Usually we have good things to say. There was no kilts in the Tilted Kilt.
No, it was actually like I don't know what the theme was. If you've never been to a Tilted Kilt, it's like a Hooters, but like mixed with like a Braveheart theme or something. I don't know, like a Scottish kind of slant to it. But this time was like what?
Sun.
Yeah, there was a lot. Yeah,
They
yeah.
needed some sun.
Yeah, I got more
Something.
sun than most of these chicks. And I got target indicator legs. I mean, come on. We got what was it? They were in like a beach attire thing, like bikinis and sarongs and shit.
I guess.
And
But
there was something so wrong with that. Yeah.
Pause for dramatic effect.
Pause for cheesiness.
I see what you did there. That was it's gonna be hard to. Ooh, good thing I haven't been drinking long. It'd be hard to recover from that one.
Yeah,
I would laugh my ass off.
Yeah, what was the? Yeah. Anyway.
So and then today was again Black Rifle.
Yep.
Another full weekend.
They just opened that recently, right? The Black Rifle up there.
Yeah,
Clarksville.
that's about 2 months old. So.
Yeah, it's cool. Fieldcraft Survival was there for that. I know Mike Glover. Probably the whole crew from Black Rifle. I don't know, but yep.
They have a website, Fieldcraft Survival.
Fieldcraft Survival definitely has a website.
Brent, you put
can
that there.
Throw it in there. Instagram, I follow everything on Instagram, so I don't even go to websites much anymore. But they definitely have a pretty strong Instagram following, presence, I guess, actually, and then a pretty good following behind that. Yeah, so anyway, and they sell some of their wares there. Yeah,
it was pretty good. It was a pretty good weekend. So
Well,
crappy
so-
week. Crappy week. So, but we'll touch on that.
yeah, we'll touch on that at the end.
Touch on that. Yeah. So
Not good.
I think we can, since we're going to spend a little bit of time on that, we can go straight into 2-minute gear check.
2-minute gear check.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get my little bit of kit here, my information, because I don't have facts and figures on file quickly because, well, I just don't care. I'm gonna brain dump all this crap after I get done with it because I carry the pack. I don't sit and think too much on it.
We know what we like.
I know it worked really well for the knobstone, and I don't sit and think, wow, this is a, whatever 65-liter pack, and I'm glad it is. No, it's just like it fits my gear. That's what I need to know. Mm-hmm. Same in the military. Like, I didn't give a shit what the gear was made of, how many denier fabric or anything. It held up to abrasion. And
what's corridor?
Yeah. What kind of corridor is this? Who cares? Just go. Yeah. So anyway, so we're gonna do that real quick. 2-minute gear check. 2-minute gear check. Mystery Ranch. I don't know if the camera can see this and all that stuff very good. It's actually got a little extra on it because it's got some Saint Bernard hair on it.
We see.
All right. So anyway, Mystery Ranch 65-liter. It's labeled as like a hiking. It's supposed to be a week-long pack. It's like I said, 65 liters. That's about what 4,000 cubic inches, like 39 something, whatever it is.
So about 4 days.
Yeah, for us it was about 4 days, and you can live comfortably out of this with all your gear. Now you can go a little leaner and go maybe a week, but this thing supposedly comes off and is used, the lid, as a day pack, and I didn't do that because we didn't have a reason for a day pack. We were carrying our stuff the whole time. Mm-hmm. Top loading pack, same thing you're used to with your military rucks. Top loading, got a couple good zip pockets here that go down the whole length of it. Your tie-ons for your various junk you want to hang off of it. You want to look like a gypsy camp. My favorite feature on any pack is a sleeping bag compartment. And it's got a sleeping bag compartment, but it is pretty small. So
is it external or internal?
Yeah, it's internal. But you take this off to get to it. Yeah, and it's got a separate, like a divider that you can remove if you want. And it's on the fly. I mean, it just hangs loose if you don't use it. It's pretty cool. I used a compression sack with a Gore-Tex bivy bag, which is probably the only thing that kept us alive that one night. A bivy bag, the green sleeping bag liner, I think, the hot weather bag, and a poncho liner is what I had inside that. And it was a little tight getting it in and out of there. I mean, I had to actually load it from the top when I first loaded up this pack, and then after everything had settled, like the first day or two into the hike, then I could unzip this and get to it. So, and if you look on any reviews, there's people that say this is kind of a small sleeping bag compartment, but it's meant to be streamlined and small, not big and bulky and overhanging. Suspension on this thing was amazing. I was unsure what size to buy because any pack I've ever bought from Mystery Ranch is more of a military pack, and it's pretty easy to figure out what you wear there. Civilian stuff this is my first real civilian hiking pack. Everything else has been military. The thing weighs damn near 10 pounds, and then your gear goes in on top of that 10 pounds, so you're humping a load no matter what. This thing, I think it's just under 5 pounds total by itself. I think it's some kind of carbon stays. It's got their
breathe.
How to breathe?
Yeah,
I breathed through my nose, so it didn't. I didn't really worry about that.
Based on our previous
I know.
conversation.
I hate if you've seen me rant on Go Ruck stuff. People always want to complain on Reddit, which is just a cesspool of tragic people anyway. You go on there and all you hear is like Go Ruck packs. Well, they don't breathe. Well, I breathe through my nose, so breathing through your back is foreign to me. I don't know what you're doing wrong, but
I've been waiting for this.
It's such a stupid thing.
You told me that the other day.
I purposely took my Go Ruck bag, and I know this isn't about Go Ruck, but one of my GR1s, I purposely took to Colorado that time and took it up Long's Peak. And the reason I did was because I was sick of all these naysayers telling you that it's a horrible hiking pack, it doesn't breathe well, there's no lumbar straps or whatever, and it's like, dude, I don't care. At the time, they didn't even make that. Like, now they do. Now you got your lumbar pad, your waist strap, and all that. Mm-hmm. That's all part of it. So I just went on there and I made a purposeful shot across the bow to all those, sissies that want to cry about that. And they took the bait, and it was a fun conversation.
But I want to do it easy.
Yeah, I want a pack that floats until they have like a zero gravity pack that you can buy. I don't want to carry anything is basically what it is, so fuck them.
I want to post a lot of cool pictures.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, it's got a lot of compression, it's got your water bottle pockets, which I'm not a big fan of water bottle pockets either. It was great to get them out of there to free up some room, but I don't need rapid access to my fucking bottles because I carry a Camelback. So I've never, even in combat, I was never on the move so fast and pressed for time that I couldn't just drop my pack and grab a water bottle and go. It's
actually
not like,
what they need is external toilet paper pockets.
Yes,
because that's what you need.
I have had that situation. Yes. It's got.
I need baby wipes stat.
For that kind of stuff, though. Speaking of that, actually, kind of good segue. For that kind of stuff, it's got some good rapid access stuff up here. I don't know what all's in here because I apparently, like I said earlier, I don't unpack much.
He's more of a packer.
I'm a packer, but I don't unpack very often.
He's a hell of a fudge
first
packer.
aid kit, knife, go figure, headlamp, some petroleum jelly. I don't know what the hell that's for. But anyway, that's all stuff like that, like rapid access stuff you're gonna want is on top. You can remove it pretty quick. I mean, just 2 unsnaps and a D-ring type thing. It's a great pack. It's what, $250 or something like that.
Again, you're gonna get what you pay for.
Yep. If you're the kind of person that says, "Hey, I can go to Walmart and buy an outdoor gear product," cool, go do it.
You will.
You will buy that several times probably. But this here, great pack. Like I said, about two. You can get it right now. I think it's on this one. It may be being discontinued, or they're in a redesign phase because it's off the website and they're getting ready to post up another version. I think.
Which
so
is
this
good
one was
if
about
you're looking
two
at
and a quarter maybe, I think, for this pack. And you can get them on GovX even. So if you're a member on GovX, they got them there. Go check those guys out. Dana Gleason of Dana Designs formerly took over doing a lot of military stuff. Hell of a dude. Any conversation I've ever heard with him, I've never spoken to him directly, but any conversation I've ever heard from him, he is a very, very patriotic person and puts military first on most of his designs. So go check them out.
Does it come with a warranty?
I don't know. It comes with a warranty, but
most packs would be like 1 year, 2 year, or something like that.
Yeah, it's like 210 or 330D. I think they call it Aerobic as the fabric, and you probably won't need the warranty on that. They're really cool too. That company. If you call them up, I've done this before on like a military pack, and just said, "Hey, I busted a buckle. Being stupid, I threw it off my vehicle off top or something like that, and I just need to buy a new one." And they'll say, "Yeah, what's your address?" "Okay, cool, we'll send it to you."
Yeah, and most of the stuff that comes like you don't need. I mean, it comes with a good warranty or a decent warranty, but it again falls into under the scope that you get what you pay for, and most of the gear that we'll have to go over the. That's a lot of beer at once. It will be up there a little bit in the price range, but you won't need another piece of gear for a while.
Right.
So just like Murph said, you can go somewhere or you can go to any other website and have something that looks similar and then pay, a quarter of the price, but you'll end up buying, depends on what you do. So if you're just a day hiker that goes out, that's great for you. But if a lot of times you're dependent on your gear, you want to invest a little bit into it. So you wouldn't, I would like to think you wouldn't half-ass on your brakes. You would want the best possible in your vehicle.
Yep.
And because that's what I use to stop. So.
Yeah, I mean that is essentially your home when you're out in the woods. If you're out there for 2 days, 5 days, a week, whatever, that is your everything. Just like you learned in the military, for those of you that are watching that were veterans or that are veterans, that's your home. So invest in your home, get a good one, get a good pack, and then there's stuff you can skimp on a little bit. If you want to eat cheap ass frozen food that you bring out there,
or electrolytes. Electrolyte is electrolyte.
Yeah,
you don't have to be
yeah.
Pedialyte. You can do, Dollar General's brand. It's the same. If you look at the ingredients, it's basically the same stuff.
And a lot of times, their flavors taste better if you go generic.
Yeah, they have apple.
So yeah, they've got apple and
got apple.
Grape that tastes like whatever the hell a grape tastes like.
You don't need to. The biggest thing when you're shopping is I'm a huge review. What did you use it for? How many stars? And what did you? The biggest review I like is not the 5-star. The 1-star I skip over, but it's the 3 and 4-star. Okay, what did you like about it?
Yeah, because you want to see what.
Because I want to see if that's the environment.
Was, yeah.
Is that the environment and I'm going to use it in? So I'm not going to the Arctic, but I am going to the woods. So I bought this in Colorado. We got 3 foot of snow. everything, it got wet, so on and so forth. It froze up. Probably not going to be in that environment.
So we were out, what, 3 days? 3 days, 2 nights?
Mm-hmm.
And covered, what, 46 miles, was it?
46, 48 miles.
Something like that, so just under 50 miles. I would probably give that a 4-star. I wasn't too crazy about the color.
Because I don't like the water bottle holder. So,
I don't like water bottles on a pack anyway. I think they're silly. But I mean, that pack's not custom made for me. Had it been custom made for me, it would have been fantastic.
That's another thing is each of us will have something different. I like it depends on what the water, for me, agree with him on the water bottle, except to the point to where mine stops on the placement of it. If I can just reach back there and grab it and pull it up, and then with one hand put with some, and there's some other gear that I'll cover later that it does that. So I don't want to talk about other gear during this gear.
Well, I did. I jumped in a go road, of course.
Well, yeah, that's what. But you actually said, "Hey, I'm not gonna."
Right.
But anywho, for me is because I'll keep electrolytes in that water bottle.
Yeah.
And it's okay, this is not a water situation. This
right.
is I need to take a couple of sips of electrolytes, and I want something that I can. An Nalgene bottle that'll quick, but I won't shove it down like a bandolier of Nalgene bottles.
Yeah.
Which it's amazing the stuff that you see. So.
Oh yeah. But as far as suspension comfort, I'd give that pack. I'd give it a 10.
Yeah.
It was probably one of the most comfortable packs I've ever carried in my life.
We did solid. We didn't
plenty of adjustment options. I mean, without being annoying.
Mm-hmm.
It was it was pretty easy to dial in. I mean, quick. It was intuitive. Really, just a great pack. I would recommend it to anybody doing that sort of hiking. They have a female version. I can't speak to that because obviously I'm not a female, and I don't know how that would really work out for you. But their female version, I think, 62 liters, and I'm assuming it's got more contoured straps and some kind of.
We'll have to get a female hiker on here because I know they tend to go with Osprey.
Yeah, we tend to run into female hikers occasionally, but they move on pretty quickly.
Which
I get it. A couple guys out there with beards and looking like we do sometimes.
Because we've already been there for 3 days. It's
yeah, they're probably like, we don't want to smell you. We're out.
Hygiene is the quick areas, but we're not.
Yeah.
We don't take the field shower with
right.
us. So, and also travel light, freeze at night.
Yep.
Type of attitude.
Yep.
So yeah, that was good.
So,
and then next cast we'll do something else, whether it's Kelty, Hill People gear. We'll try to stay away from the go rugs.
We don't have to always do the pack stuff too. We can do, like you said, the
knives,
AeroPress and knives. I mean, we're gear dudes. I mean, yeah.
Gear dudes,
This is kind of like his gear room, and I've got like a whole gear house. So
this is actually, this is the armory. So
yeah.
Anything you need in here to include. Yeah, Leslie likes to move my stuff around the chow. So yeah, I got chow.
So yeah.
And electrolytes. Yeah, that's good stuff, man. So makes me almost want to go out and I'm definitely gonna check out
do the knob stone again.
Huh? I want to do the upper loop.
Yeah.
And do I want to do the knob stone again? We can talk about it.
Yeah, we can talk about it. It wasn't gonna happen the very next day, that's for sure. We're done with it. We said it. We done it. We don't care about it anymore.
Even if we just go in where we came out and do the upper loop, and then go in a little bit, find a good spot to camp, and then come out.
I got some friends right now that are they're debating doing the whole thing in 24 hours. They're basically going to trail run it, is what it sounds like.
I think I'm going to be hurt that week.
Oh, I won't be doing it. I already told them. They said, "Are you interested?" I said, "Hell no."
I am interested, and you let me know how it went.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because being that we were there, could you imagine doing that in 24 hours? So
no,
I can imagine doing it, but at this point,
I can. But that's about all I'm going to do.
I ain't gonna
imagine it because I'm sure as hell not going to do it.
I am interested in doing, going where we parked, have Todd drop us off if he could, or Gus or something like that, doing the upper loop, come down, where that last 4 mile stretch, camp, come the hell out.
Yeah.
So, well, I think we can go ahead and finish up the show with the
naked and afraid thing.
With the negative stuff. So.
Do the naked and afraid thing.
Oh yeah. Actually, we want to talk about how my boy, actually had an opportunity to be on Naked and Afraid, and was this close. And in hindsight, I understand, and was a shoe-in I think a shoe-in is a
Yeah,
good
we'll
word.
go
You
with
had
that.
talked to all the people,
Minus
You
the
need to talk
producers,
to.
yep.
and everybody was fired up about the Murph being on Naked and Afraid, and then
I pulled the pin on it. I didn't want to do it. The more I thought about it, I started reading stuff on it, and I know how you're out there for 3 weeks, and they can edit down content to about an hour, and I just know how they can write their own story and make things look a certain way, and I just said, yeah, I don't need to be seen that way on certain things. If they purposely put me out there because on the intro interview, I looked like I was unflappable about things. They're going to purposely put me out there with somebody that's abrasive, and if I snap at her, it's going to be I'm the asshole, and that's what the whole show is going to see for the next hour. Is they're going to paint it to look like I was out to get this chick. So I didn't need that, and it's not anybody I talked to personally that I think would have done that. I just know how editors are, and to keep the show going and keep people coming back for it. I get it, but I don't need that, so I just opted out of it. I've got a daughter, and I don't need her seeing that out of me on a show and thinking that that's what her dad looks like to the world. So, because she knows how I am, she knows I'm not like that, but I just don't need it seen like that. So I opted out. But it was a cool opportunity, and I know some people that have been on, and I know they're great people, and I don't need to see, and I've seen how the show sometimes has painted them. So I did a little talking to a couple of them after I made the decision, and I think I made the right decision to opt out of it. But I told them, I said, if you got another opportunity somewhere down the line for a different show, I'd be interested. But not that. They came at me on Instagram and just said, hey, I'd like to talk to you, and kind of just did like a cold call type thing and said, are you interested in being on the show? And never really thought about it, so I just went through the process and did the online interview, talked to their survival guy, EJ Snyder. He's an alumni of the show, one of the first people on the first episodes. And
he was also on. Was he on Dual Survival too?
Yeah, he was Dual Survival as well. Yeah, I forgot. I didn't realize it until later. And he's the guy that does their PSR, and we know him through the knife shop too. And it was cool. I asked him his opinions. His opinions were obviously very favorable because it's done really well for him. And I just said, okay, cool. And then I pulled the pin after that, not long after. I thought about it for about 24 hours. And I'm like,
yeah, PSR is just survival rating.
Just
too,
not interested, actually. But it would have been maybe a cool opportunity, but who knows? Maybe that was my only opportunity. Maybe I got something else further down the line that might come up, and I don't know about it yet. But
did they tell you where the location is going to be?
They did not. She just said it was I could leave as early as late August, so about now, or November. So I really had no idea what to expect. I had to have an active passport and no real felony, which I guess no felony is not no real felony. No made up felonies
kind of
either.
Felony.
Yeah, I got one that's maybe questionable. Yeah, I don't know. So it was cool, but like I said, the more I looked into it, I just didn't want the option to be made available to make me look like a bigger asshole than I already do come off sometimes. So
yeah, I get it. It's one thing. I mean, we know these. I mean, from watching these shows and following that lifestyle. I mean, outside of other ones like the first we talked about it earlier. The first generation of survival shows, it's scripted. But it's one thing to have something scripted, but it's also another thing that if you're not writing the script.
Yeah.
So you're already sitting in a location where survival is difficult, but when they set you up in a situation to where it's not for success, it's just more for ratings, probably not cool.
And
I don't blame you one bit.
The crazy thing, I mean, it would have been cool because I know what I would have taken. I would have taken a knife. That was what I would have chose. Whether the woman chooses a knife or not, and we have to go head to head on that because
I know which one you would have taken too.
Oh yeah, but at that point, it comes down to, from what I understand, and everybody I've talked to, and we know through the knife shop and Blade Show and all, it comes down to like if I pick a knife and she picks her knife, then it comes down to the producers making the call based on where you're going and what you'd be using. So if I say, hey, I want to take a hatchet, and she's like, I want to take a machete, and you're going to the jungle, they're going to be like, dude, you're taking a machete. Like, it just makes sense.
That's why
you're going to get, they're going to call an audible, and you're going to be like, okay, fine, I picked something else then.
That's why you take an M18.
Yeah, because it's
everything.
both. Yeah.
Everything. And you can even do your fine cuts.
Yeah. So, like I said, nothing against the show and to all the people on there. Cool. I get it. You want to be on there? Awesome. Like I said, I know some great people that have been on the show. I just not for me. Not this time, at least. So, sorry, you'll have to settle for
you won't be able to look at his pixelated
this much
balls.
of my leg and not anymore.
You won't be able to look at his pixelated balls.
Yeah. Like 3 pixels total.
Good on you.
Yeah.
That's just must. I didn't think it was cold
Yeah.
in Venezuela, but cool.
I saved them a few inches of blur.
we spent dollars on it.
Like 2 of them. Oh, we got the new IG. We need to hit on that. New Instagram account.
Oh yeah.
Officially. You're running the Facebook. Like we said before, we do the Instagram. We had to wait officially until, August 13th till the old one was shut down before we could start a new one. And I wasn't sure how to do it, so I waited till I got down here. I started it last night. So the new Instagram officially is all lowercase, from_the_armory. That's it.
Yeah, Murph runs that, so you'll be talking directly to him.
Yep, if you message me on there, you'll be talking directly to me. There's an email account I think associated with it too. I don't know what it is, but it's on there. So
now on the Facebook, if you want to talk to Murph, because you're an administrator, so if somebody sends a message, you can see it too. So.
Oh yeah, so if you got a problem with me on there, you can talk to me on there too. But
But speaking of the Facebook, hey, thanks Connor for jumping on there from time to time and throwing them some fitness knowledge. We definitely appreciate it. You're due for another one. So, in the same thing, with anybody who's ever contributed to the page.
We appreciate that, and keep it coming, man. That's awesome.
Riley, you can slow down on your post from time to time. You don't have to send 20 at a time. We dig it though. Jason.
Oh, yeah. No, Connor was doing some really good ones, man, with the fitness stuff, and
he was supposed to do dynamic stretching like the following week, and I think football season started for him.
Yeah, he did that football team, or he's doing that football team thing over there, American football.
Yeah.
And I think that's taking up a lot of his time, and he does a lot of stuff too with the kids and things like that, playing around and hiking a lot, actually, walking around, doing coffee runs.
Yeah.
So he's a pretty busy guy over there.
So we definitely appreciate any type of
absolutely
any type of jumping on the page.
Maybe we're looking to go over there and hang out with him next year.
That's the plan. Is
plan
to head over
is
to
Scotland
for sometime in 2022, and it will be I think spring.
We'll have to look and see what the best time. I'm sure it's like here.
It's
There's
either
great
spring
times.
or fall. I know I don't want to go there in
Yeah.
the winter.
No.
And I don't want to go there in the summer. Spring or fall.
I think if we go over there, I will hike in a kilt. I would wear a kilt in Scotland.
I don't.
I feel like it's touristy enough. I could get away with it.
See, I don't know. I'm of English descent, so I don't even know what color my
I'm
tartan is.
totally against kilts.
Yeah. So no, English wear kilts. I just don't know what my tartan is, and I don't want to. That seems like a lot of research. So the color of my.
I don't know.
I don't know.
They have like a GP.
There are some
I think,
Lassiters from Scotland, but they've transferred over from England, so they're not actually. I'm not Scottish. I'm English. I guess which is better than being. No, I'm not even.
I don't know what you're doing.
I'm not going to say better than being the French. Oh,
did you say that? That's what you said.
it could be worse. And I
yeah.
know Hey, I'm just kidding. Sorry. So, when you go to 3-1's HR, that doesn't exist. If they asked if I said I was sorry, I said I was sorry.
Go rip our HR department a new one. We'd love to hear about it from one if they existed.
Yeah.
So now I think we can officially hit
Yeah, the Afghanistan
the
stuff.
elephant in the room.
Yeah, it's like the last week. I know it's been tough for a lot of us, and trying to make heads or tails or coming up for reasons why. We understand that for all of us, whether you're still active duty, or veteran or otherwise, we all had the same cause. The USMC means you signed the motherfucking contract, but that's under the guys that for a reason. And I know a lot of us had a hard time, and including myself, that trying to figure out, it's one thing to die for a cause, but to be put in a situation that is a no-win,
Reckless.
which is or reckless or lacks accountability or however you want to say it. That's what we have the hardest trouble with. I was talking to a buddy of mine. He's like, why the vigils and why the moon, why the empty, the full glasses of beer around 13 and coffee like rifle, so on and so forth. Is because we understand this is it's been going on for 20 years and there has been loss of life, and but never in a situation like this. The last thing that you want to do is when you pull out of a hostile area. It's called a tactical withdrawal, and the things that go first are not the military. It's civilians, equipment, and then the military. So the situation was, and the guys that had to do that, you know, good on them. Definitely heroes to me. Is that I think that was the toughest part for me anyway.
Well, that's why it goes mission accomplishment and then troop welfare, right?
Yeah, and for somebody to for something like that to happen, it's definitely a tough pill to swallow, if you will. So with that being said, there's you know, my line is always, I had a couple people, Greg Dunn would be in, this is Greg Dunn, yeah. Yeah, that reached out to me.
IGY6.
Yeah, GY6 to make sure that I was okay, and they like, you know, and I get it. Sometimes anger can be confused with, you know, understand that the people that I wanted to feel pain were definitely not me. So, but in the mad scheme of things, it's just a fucked up situation with fucked up zero accountability. And the people, and that lieutenant colonel who actually threw away his career is a real hero. So
Lieutenant Colonel Stuart Scheller.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I will toast to you, and I know it's little consolation to you right now being removed from command, but
if you
did the right thing, and if you haven't watched that video, go watch it. All he's asking for is accountability from those hired him, and so far there's been none.
Yeah, I'm not going to get too much into the politics piece, but somebody is responsible, and you can't blame anybody that is not in a position of decision making or power now. So that's just whether you agree or disagree with that, that's on you. If you disagree with it, then I still respect and love you. But I spent 21 years in the military, a good portion of it in the Marine Corps, and I wouldn't consider myself an expert about tactics, but I do consider myself to have enough knowledge base of things that are done the right way versus the wrong way. So if you're still active duty and you choose not to say anything or do anything or post anything, I understand it. So not all of us are the lieutenant colonel with a wife and 2 kids with the biggest church bell balls I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And the beer is always on me if you're ever in Tennessee.
Open invite if you ever want to be on here. We would love to have you.
So, but at the end, it'll be Brent will post this whole podcast was dedicated to the memory of the Marine, the Marines involved, Navy
soldier,
corpsman,
the Navy corpsman,
soldier, yep.
That lost their lives. So far, that's all we've lost, and I don't want to say that's all we've lost like it's minimal, but that's to our knowledge so far right now. That's what we're at.
There's more to come.
And then however many Afghanis.
There still are people there.
Yep.
So,
and I like that we're asking the Taliban for favors right now.
Yeah, or giving them a list of names of Americans still in there.
Yeah, to go after.
Last time I checked, they were a terrorist organization, so that's awesome. That is super awesome. I'm trying not to get too fired up.
We've tried not to talk about it most of the weekend because we knew we were going to get pissed off, and not to cheapen anything that's happened. We don't want to make too big of a thing out on this because it needs to be brought up. But we don't want to do it just as like, oh, hey, it's obligatory, we got to bring it up because that's what veterans are doing right now. That's not it at all. It needs to be addressed. We don't want to hide behind the fact that, you know, you're not supposed to talk about it.
That's why we're not bringing up names.
No,
but
no,
you know who's
names.
in charge. You know who is in charge right now. You know who makes these decisions.
Somebody right now, way up higher, needs to read Jocko Willink's Extreme Ownership and take it to heart and come out and say, the buck stops here, I fucked up. And they haven't done it. Hiring a figurehead that's a woke social justice warrior does no good for the people under that command that are directly held responsible or directly affected by that command.
And what's the price of that? Well, that was self-evident in the last week.
We're seeing a large price right now, and I think this is just the tip of it.
So, and I know somebody had asked me before about, you know, the military, you know, and that brings up to, I like to think that, you know, we will always have that warrior, and we do. We do at the ground level. The war fighters do, and they showed that in the last week. So it's the ones who ain't, who didn't.
Exactly.
So,
yep.
With that being said, So our hearts and prayers go out to the family members involved with those fallen Marines, soldier and Navy corpsman, and we hope that there's some sort of closure in knowing the fact that those were true warriors in a no-win situation who did above and beyond, and it paid the extreme sacrifice. Remember to look out for each other. Take care of your own, and keep the evil out of your yard. Like and comment below if you like the podcast, and I think that should be it.
I think so. I think if we say more, we'll get in trouble.
At this point, what do you?
Yeah.
So, it needs to be said, and I understand that there are certain platforms or parameters you don't do it, but I got friends that are still in. I got friends that are watching this and listening to this podcast that if I didn't say anything, then I'm the puss. Yep. So I'm not scared of anything. So I can't say that I can go out in the woods and survive for 3 days on freaking damn grasshoppers and underbark, and then when push comes to shove, and you're the same way, and be a pussy about it. Right. Just not in my DNA. So, like I said, I didn't mention any names. That's up to you. That's up to you to decide who you think is.
Yeah, go research this stuff, find out about it, and what you can do to help. I know a friend of mine on Instagram she's really big into writing, senators, congressmen right now about getting our people out of there. And I know that's, it looks like some bullshit, but I mean, it does have an effect. It lets people know that there are people out there that actually do give a shit about this, and ultimately that's what it's all about. We should give a shit about one another. We should give a shit about what happens, whether it's halfway around the world to another civilization, to our people that are directly affected by it. Whatever, we're all human beings. We need to pay attention to each other and be held accountable. So, whatever you can do at your level to help, please do it. Nothing's too small. Whether it's like Johnny said, just putting the 13 cups of whatever liquid out there, depending on where you're at, a bar or a coffee shop. I mean, you're putting something out there for people to actually pay attention to when they walk by and go, oh yeah, that's happening because of today's constant news cycle and all the stuff coming up. Man, our attention span as a nation suck. I mean, this will be forgotten by the majority of people inside of a week.
The same thing with Benghazi. Whatever the next flavor, and that's unfortunate. Our job as Marines, veterans, service members, patriots in general, is to not let the memory die. We got September, we got 9/11 coming up, and that's something that you should be. You're not necessarily pay tribute to 9/11, but do everything in your power.
Don't forget it.
Don't forget it, and to make sure it doesn't happen again. But unfortunately, history has an odd sense of repeating itself.
Yep.
So, because people get complacent and think that everything is, since everything is on an app or at our fingertips and readily available, that it's going to go away. Evil does not go away. Yep. Evil, it just can't, and it has to be paid attention to. And then when you don't pay attention to it, or even when you do pay attention to it, like ISIS K, it is you're in a situation where you can do nothing about it. So keep your head on a swivel and your powder dry.
Yeah.
So
watch your top knot.
Yep. All right. Once again, I hope everybody has remember to if you have family and friends in Louisiana, make sure you're checking on them. They are getting hammered. Again, like and comment below.
Getting ready to get hammered pretty hard.
And we look forward to talking to you next time. Until then, see you.